Greetings, fellow homesteaders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RuneScape Dragonwilds. Episode 4, Farming, Fishing, and Nighttime Raids. Ultimately, the game is a bit... the game is pretty unforgiving for just like face tanking. So, even in melee armor, you can't face tank. You can't just like tank without parrying and blocking and stuff like that. Which means that there's not a huge advantage to wearing, like... Oh, crap. There's not a huge advantage to wearing melee armor over mage armor or range armor when it comes to, like, melee attacks. Which is why, like, it's not a problem in mage gear for me to be meleeing stuff. I'm not at, like, a massive Oh, crap, 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 crap! The dragon is pissed. The dragon is not just like a flying existential threat, it's actively trying to bomb me here. As you can see. Dude's cranky. So I want to go up to that, up there, but before I do that, let's go ahead and go over to this water rune. Well, this should be the first water rune I've ever gotten. Oh no, I got a little bit from a goblin pouch. Prior. Whoa, Scorpio, thank you for the gifted subs, man. I'm out of coffee, but I'll cheers you with water. No, there were two of you. There are also... so I can now conjure a shield of air that prevents all damage. So this is the Tempest Shield. Where when I block, it creates like an air shield. Which is pretty cool, because I'm fighting goblin warriors now. And obviously it's like breaking. Ouch. Let's play this smarter. Sorry, cow. You're a collateral. No, leave me alone. Parried! And that would be a perfect parry. Now that I have a melee of at least 5 or whatever. Oh, I don't have enough earth runes for this. Crud. Alright, that looks like an earth vent. No, it isn't. I am not that interested in, like, well, I have a new pick, so I can mine with the new pick. But, yes, there is a parry mechanic, but only after you get level 5 melee, it unlocks, so it's not something you start with. Now, you gain experience for, like, actions done. So, mining 2 nodes at once is, like, twice as effective, obviously. Which is why I'll do it for that double node, but I'm just going to walk away from the rest. Another thing I should start to do is to curate my spellbook. Oh, crap. And what I mean by that is you can choose which spells are on what page, essentially, of your book. Oh, I didn't see a rat. So putting all my combat spells on a combat spellbook page and all my non-combat spells on a different one. Oopsie. And for that, you hold Q, and then you hit P, and then you can create a book. So, spellbook 1, let's start doing this. I'm going to remove all my spells at the moment. And for spellbook 1, I'm going to put Windstep. And you can also see the locked spells here. I'm not going to go over them until I have access to them. I'm going to put Mining, because often, even in, just like generally running around, I'll use them often. We'll put Surge, Tempest Shield, and then on Spellbook 2, whoops. Spellbook 2, I will have Rock Explosion, Astral, Bark to Bones, Eye of Oculus. Actually, I'm going to put Windstep at 1, because Windstep's one of those, like, you always use it, you just use it constantly. And there we go. So now we have 2 spellbooks. One is focused in combat, so when I hold Q, here's my combat spellbook, and then I hit G, and here's my, like, non-combat spellbook. And Windstep's on both, because you just use Windstep constantly. And Rock Explosions is on both, because once I have more Earth runes, I'll use both of, you know, Earth and Windstep constantly. Rock Explosion, rather, and Windstep constantly. Is there anything? Yes. Some feathers. Useful if I was an archer? Maybe I will be an archer. There's, like, special weapons that you'll unlock throughout dungeon diving and questing. So, I might end up getting, like, a bow that does, like, bonus damage to the unsuspecting victim. Which then makes, like, archery all of a sudden a lot more useful if I'm trying to ambush, murder, in stealth a bunch of enemies. So there'll be a lot of times where situationally a specific weapon makes a lot more sense than whatever I'm standardly using. Ooh, I am being hunted. So sometimes when it becomes nightfall, you get hunted by, like, attack parties, or even attacked in your base. So right now I have a bunch of goblin warriors trying to murder me. Nice try. Your base doesn't really get attacked much, even when it gets attacked. It's, like, not a big deal. It'll be a pretty light raiding party, but just keep that in mind that, like, your base will actively get besieged by enemies. And the reason I'm using my dagger here is the goblin archers are just a lot easier to beat in melee. Even the warriors, because these warriors will oh, you were behind me. These warriors will, like, blitz charge you as a mage, and they're kind of annoying to take down. Magic is definitely the most useful when you have space to cast it. Do I have aggro? No. Okay. Your greater understanding of magic gives you a... I can't read that fast. A 30% chance to preserve runes whenever attacking with magic. Servant's secret diary. Well, don't leave it out in the open. It's not really secret at that point. And we're amassing a decent amount of weak healing potions, which is nice. And I might as well use Life Ward as I'm going up there. Between healing potions and Life Ward, because the game, I mean, if the enemy lands just a few lucky strikes, I'm dead. Like, it happens that quickly. So between potions and Life Ward, it buys you a lot of time in combat. It's best to prepare at least a little. And those bruisers, the ones with shields, are just, can be particularly difficult for mages to kill, because they will block spells with that. Duke's Diary. I'm glad all these illiterate goblins left all these diaries around for me to discover. Catherine's journal. So this one's worth reading. Just waiting for Spitfoot to bring me the keys. Then, next up is Blue Flame Door in the Swamps. It holds the secret to Valgar's destruction. Valgar is the jerk of a dragon that keeps breathing poison on me. I just know it. For now, I'll bide my time, enjoying the spectacle of goblin hospitality. I enjoy being a goblin's... Oh, cool. Astral vent opened up nearby of high density. I enjoy being a goblin's prisoner. There is a kind of dance to the whole thing. They threaten, they shout, they exclaim all the horrible things they intend to do to you, and then they never go through with it. Goblin culture is like that. The strong hold power, but it's mostly performative. Because if you make yourself too much of a threat, someone's going to challenge you to make you prove you deserve it. The dragon hasn't learned that lesson about goblin faith. Bandos was a nut job, Xanac will tell you, but he got his people to behave exactly how he wanted. Conflict for conflict's sake, everyone's just itching to beat up their boss. Which is how I've got a few of them wrapped around my finger. Because I've let it slip that I'm gunning for their god. Valgar isn't a god, he's just a dragon. But he is the toughest guy around, and so they treat him as such. But I've worked out that path to taking him down, and I've worked out that path to taking him down, and enough of these guys are thinking that I can do it, can do what I say. So they're coming with me. We're making a coup, and the big, old, green, and scaly getting an axe to the face. Just as soon as Spitfoot gets here, we'll make for that blue flame swamp door, where there's a piece of the puzzle that'll set my plan in motion. Well, hi. You suck. You suck. You suck. Ugh! Can't get me in here. Hey, Roy, thank you for the resub. So Valgar, like, probably heard me and decided to lay waste to this area pretty badly. But as long as I don't step on this stuff, which would poison me, as you can see, my poison meter in the bottom left climbed mightily fast. And once it hits max, you get dotted and will take damage over time until it wears off, or you cure yourself with a potion or whatever. Alright, so now we have to investigate the blue flame door in the swamp, find out what Catherine was up to, and that is over here. Do you want me to continue doing that or doing one of the side quests? At this point, it's possible my wheat back at the base is done growing. I can't say for certain without actually physically checking on it, but it's been maybe long enough. And while I'm up here in the Bramblemead Valley Fort area, I'll just poke around for some more gear. Ooh, Earth Rune. Nice. There's also that astral concentrated one nearby somewhere. But I can make astral runes, so I'm not too worried about that. That's far less of an interest to me because I can self-craft it. In fact, you level up rune crafting way better by crafting runes than by siphoning them. So because higher level rune crafting gives you the ability to like efficiently make high level runes, and it makes sense actually to do a lot of the self-crafting anyway, because you won't unlock being able to make things like water runes and law runes without it. So now I can mine crumbled walls. I can basically, at level 20 tree cutting, lumberjacking, I can cut through the thorny vines to get to secret areas, and now I just unlocked a basically identical thing to be able to mine walls to get into secret zones. So that's really handy. And then I can also make tea, more wider variety of tea on the kitchen, because I also leveled up cooking by just picking up some cabbage. Not my cabbage. All right, looks like side questing is where it's at. So do the farming and fishing side quests. Tiny spoiler, the Restless Ghost I can only do at night. So I'll work on it, but like it's daybreak. It just hit daybreak, so I can't really work on that for a while. So a fall of this magnitude would very much hurt without wind step rather. Just to let you know, that would be maybe nearly fatal. And a very inglorious way to experience my first death. I will, I'm sure, at some point die in this run, so I don't really need to fake dying to demonstrate it. But just like a lot of other games, you drop your stuff, you have the walk of shame, you have to go pick your stuff back up, you know, the usual. Alright, I have used a whole bunch of the air runes, so I'm down to 119, so let's make a batch of the air runes. Hard. Let's see if I'm up to the task. Because my primary attack magic is going to be air for almost all enemies except for those that are weak to air. I mean, weak to fire. Or swarmy enemies that attack you in high number but low HP. Fire is going to be best at, because fire is an AoE attack primarily. Give me that bonus. I'm almost done. Not bad. 138 bonus. I can live with that. We have 407 total. And I unlocked the recipe for earth runes now. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of earth runes because earth runes is my, like, mining ability. So where's the attunement spot? Here's medium, normal. That's fine. 102 bonus is fine by me. Nice. So we have enough for a lot of rock explosion spells. Oh boy, that looks like some sickens. So, 2 of the wheat's harvestable. 1 and 2. And then, this should level up my... Yes, it did. Perfect. So I leveled up my farming to level 5, past level 3, which is the important part. So now, on the kitchen range, I can make something called plant cure. So I'm going to take weeds, which is why I say don't get rid of your weeds. Weeds, bones, and water. Mix them all up to make plant cure. And now with plant cure in my inventory, I can go and cure the... Well, this wheat died, but I can cure this wheat that was diseased and harvest it as well. So that is the advantage of plant cure. And that's also why you shouldn't get rid of your weeds. And in fact, weeds are kind of hard to come by unless you intentionally overgrow your farms. So it is sometimes nice to have extra farm plots that you don't actually intend to grow anything on, just to grow weeds, so you have access to weeds. So to that end, over here, I'm just going to let these get overgrown. And they will grow more and more and more, requiring more clearing. But this allows me to essentially have a supply of weeds for plant cure. Otherwise, I might run out of weeds and not be able to cure my sickened crops. So I have stuff that I've grown, and I'm going to return to the old man and say, hey, yeah, look, I'm done. In just a moment. Over here, I'm going to put my seeds. So we'll put... I want to grow some red berries and some cabbage now. And red berries are a bit different than the other crops. Certain bush crops will continue to grow and be harvestable multiple times. So red berries are like that, where they don't just grow once and then you have to resow them. It's a bush, so you can do it multiple times. But let's get this bad boy watered. And they also grow faster than normal crops because they don't have to mature from like a seed. They just have to generate more fruit as a bush. And I'll keep the plant cure and the weeds in this box as well. So we've got the wheat, and we're going to return to the old dude and be like, hey, we did it. And he will pat us on the back and be so proud. I also just used up all of the clean water that I had. So I'm going to need to make another batch of clean water. Speaking of clean water, cheers. I hope it's clean water. I don't know. Oh, soul! No, my soul's fine. And then the other thing I got was Teamonger. So the Teamonger gives me the Ferocious Infusions, which is for melee stamina costs, the Relentless Ranger, which is for ranged costs, and then the Arcane Aligned, which is for stamina costs for magic attacks. And then plus Red Berry Crunchies, which is a type of fruity cookie, which I can make as well. But none of these foods here are have like an actual stat bonus, so I don't personally care that much. I'm gonna recover a little fatigue. So I plan on doing also the fishing side quest, banging that one out too. Which means coming over here and getting the coarse net. If I want a coarse net, let's spin the flax. Yeah, I'm fishing. I'm fishing only because it's a side quest, and like I don't intend to deprive you guys of fulfilling my duty to give you a proper tutorial. As far as my runes go, I don't really need any that I have the ability to craft, so... At level 17, it reduces the infusion phase of rune crafting, make it a little bit easier. I can do earth, water... How many water runes do I have? 153, so let's batch up some water runes while the flax spins. I'm gonna fail so hard at this. Oh god. I mean, worst case scenario, you just don't get bonus runes. But the better you do at this, I believe, the more experience you get, so it's ideal to do your best. Okay. Not bad. And now I should have enough for the net. For fishing. Speak to the old wise man to learn about fishing. Sorry. Excuse me. Almost choked on my own. Alright. The flax that, or the coarse thread that's spinning up there will just like stay there on the ground. I don't need to fetch it. Oh, the other thing is I haven't actually demonstrated the use of spades outside of farming, so let's do that as well before we go over to the old man. Because it's not just for farming. So over here, this is a buried chest, and you get it by digging it up. Done. So you'll find, they're in preset locations, and you'll find them throughout the map. And without a spade, I don't believe there is a magic spell for it, so like you just have to dig them up. There isn't really an alternative. I am feeling particularly pyromaniac, so let's burn these guys. So as you can see, it is the preferred spell, and it doesn't hurt me. It's the preferred spell for groups. Groups and things weak to fire. And also, it makes Smokey the Bear pretty upset. Only you can cause forest fires, is the logical consequence if you're the only one that, you know, can... Well, that's not true. Alright, old man. I got wheat for you. I done cultivated some wheat. Oh, here's a chest that has respawned. The blueprints you can find in chests are zone-specific. So, like, if I hit enough of the chests here in the Brimwar Forests, I'll end up with all of the potential blueprints that I can get from this zone. And then I would have to go to other biomes for other blueprints. So, ask about farming. Look at you, practically master farmer already. Farming is a wonderful way to keep yourself fed and with access to useful materials. Speaking of useful, here, take this, my little gift to you. Just don't tell the others, they'll all get jealous again. So I got a bag of spare farmer's supplies, which comes with a tome of farming and some plant cure. So my farming has leveled up and more cure is nice. So I just hit, what, 12? So now I can make a compost bin. So regardless, I will do the fishing quest, but I want to get home and like make some compost. All right, Next, ask about fishing. Ah, a very useful tool you managed to make for yourself there. Why, I remember my admittedly distant youth spending countless hours trying to catch something from the local pond with one. The owners were not happy. Why, if you could find a nice spot, it can be a very relaxing way to while away the dull daylight hours between adventures. Challenge yourself to find that one pristine fish you see mockingly swimming in the waters before you. But I haven't even eaten a good fish for ages. How about you go look around to see if you could find me a sardine in the waters around here. You'll need a fishing rod to catch one though. You might want to consider crafting some bait too. Oh, now those are interesting. You see, each fish has different tastes. And if you have bait for a fish that likes equipped while fishing, you get a better chance of catching them. Some fish like eating other smaller fish, the sort you could find with your net. Others prefer a moving target and jingly things like feathers to draw their attention. Okay. I don't really need these. It's like, I'll just tell you. I'll show you once we're done. Okay. So, step 1 for the shrimp catcher is fish at a fishing spot near the Old Wise Man for sardines. Also, it is nighttime, so it would be a good time for me to do Restless Ghosts as well. So, the Restless Ghosts, I have this Ghost Speak amulet. And here in town, you see there's like dead people? I see dead people. I'm gonna switch back to air. So let's have a gander. I never liked goblins, even though Xanax said they deserved our pity more than hate. She was wrong, of course. They killed me, so I should hate them. I came to build a farmstead. Now I'll serve as nothing but compost. Grand would be so upset with me. Remember me, adventurer. Help my spirit rest. Warren was my name. Don't let it be forgotten. My brother lies buried in darkness, beneath a southern point rising high in the sky. Find his name, set him free. So there are different ghosts around here that got killed by like the dragon and the goblins, and I am going to be asked to help the ghosts out. So as far as fishing spots go, let's switch over to the net. You've got these little spots here, which are net spots that you trawl. And I just grabbed some raw shrimp. And I want to fish a sardine in the fishing spot. So this might not be a sardine spot, so I might need to go closer to the old man. Oh, I got weeds. And more raw shrimp. And then with a fishing rod, you have these spots, which are fundamentally different. So there's two types. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Be wise for me not to have a bed in a common spot at some future point when I improve my base. So here we have shrimp bait that I can craft. We have the compost bucket, which I wanted to make. And the compost barrel that I can make as well. And now I have a new utility spell called Superheat. So I'm going to remove it from my combat bill and put it on, oops, that's not what I meant to do, and put it on my non-combat spellbook. And Superheat allows you to heat up like fires or kilns to have them rapidly cook or bake or whatever that you are trying to make. That is what superheat does. So if will give you an example. If I grab this raw rat meat and stick it in the campfire, and then superheat it, it is going to be processing its stuff much faster. So I'm ripping through the rat roasts now, which is pretty handy. All right, so one of the things I wanted to make was a compost bin. Also, rain catcher would be really wise as well, because rainwater is cleaner than pond water. Pond water is like inherently dirty water. So we'll do that as well. I need to cut down some more trees. Time to summon my axe for a quadra-kill. Kill-tacular. What's going on with this tree? It's like... Oh, there it goes. It was like half felled. It couldn't decide. Oh, I got an ash tree seed. Nice. So I can plant tree seeds. And that could be really sweet. Like, once you have like a proper homestead for you to adorn it with trees, putting them back. Can fallen trees kill you? Yes, but not like easily. It would take a lot for them to do fatal damage. But yeah, they will fall and hurt a bit. Yeah, I got enough wood for now. Let's see. We will put a rain catcher next to the farm plots. In fact, I might want 2 of these or 3 of these, just so I have a lot of fresh water to plant crops. And then a compost bin, I'll put that here. The compost bin, you can put stuff in. So in this compost bin, I'm just going to compost the dried berries that I have and the rat roast, because I'll just make more. And this can hold up to 1,000 compost. So I'm making 410 out of the 1,000 compost. Mostly because I don't care about those, like, you know, that wasn't high quality meals or anything like that. So they're very replaceable. Preparing up some of my tools. So I already have more rat roast. Cutting down some of the trees. I got a bird's nest for feathers and the like. And eggs. I think that was my first egg. And then we have this ash tree seed, which, let's plant a tree here. This feels like a bald hill. Oh, you know, I don't even have the ability to plant tree seeds yet. So they'll have to wait. This stuff can be watered and fertilized. That sounds like it's something I need to do. And then I don't yet have a compost bucket either, so I'm going to want to make one of those because my compost bin is starting to get a decent amount of compost in there, so bucket time. You know what? This door, swing inwards, please. I keep bumping into it. And this will increase the crop yield. And because, as I mentioned before, bushes don't have to be resown, planting bush seeds for the purpose of making compost makes a lot of sense because bush seeds won't have to be watered or refertilized that frequently because they just roll over, where they grow more berries after a harvest without requiring more composting. So it can be useful to just allow bushes on some of your plots as a means of just making a whole bunch of compost. Or, yeah, you know, if you want. And in that case, it actually makes sense to then dry the berries for cooking skill while you're at it. You know, why just get the compost? You might as well get the cooking skill too. All right, let's go over to the old man's location. Oh, you know, can I make a fishing rod yet? I forget. I can make the bait, but not the rod. So let's go fish up the sardine that I need for this quest. I forget what waters it wants me to do this in. There's not a lot of water around him. Stop trying to... I will kill you if you keep following me. These goblins are like beneath me enough that it's a nuisance, not a threat. Unless I get jumped by a whole lot of them. So maybe it was the babbling brooks over there. I'll go back to them. And troll them. Thank you for tuning in to RuneScape Dragonwilds, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for feedback or spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, viewers that came to the live stream, and also viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. So thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow adventurers.